Hi everyone, this is Stacy Portugal, here with more weight loss coaching on Facebook Live. Before we get started, I just want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in and also for all the great feedback I've been getting this week. It sounds like this is something that you really want and that's helpful for you. And so I'm happy to bring it to you every week live. I'm still kind of figuring out that sweet spot between when I'm available each week and also when you're available to tune in live if you can. But not to worry, if you can't tune in live, this will just wind up on my Facebook wall or even on your newsfeed. So that's fine to tune in after the fact. But so kind of bear with me, but watch for an update each and every week so you'll know when I'll be doing it. It's going to be sometime midweek, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere in there. So anyway, let's just jump right in. Hi there, I see you. So let's jump right in. So have you ever had a great week and then you get on the scale and your weight is up? You tracked all week, you stayed away from stuff you really shouldn't be eating. And then you get on the scale and it's like, what the hell? So your weight is up, you don't feel like you deserve it, and your bubble was burst. And you're thinking, I am never going to lose this weight. How do you feel now about your week? And then what happens next for you? Or here's another one, like perhaps you relate to this. So you just bought yourself a new outfit. You're feeling like $1,000,000. You go to a party and someone snaps a picture of you. Maybe they're, putting it on Facebook. And you look at that picture and bam, you're like, oh my God, my thunder thighs, they're front and center. I was feeling so fantastic. So what thoughts are running through your head? And then what happens next for you? Maybe something like this. You think to yourself, I am not good enough. Do you then take a deep dive into a bag of chips? So how do your emotions sabotage your weight loss efforts? Do you have a reoccurring script in your head? Go ahead and comment in the comments section. Let me know if any of this sounds familiar. You could even just like it if you want. But you may or may not be aware of that voice inside your head. And it's really like a script that runs on a continuous loop whenever things go wrong. So it's the story that you tell yourself. And it's this story that can sabotage all your hard work and lead to unwanted behaviors. And it's also this story that can help you move forward. So have you ever really paused long enough to listen to that voice, to notice your reaction when things haven't really gone so well? Tell me what you think in the comments section, or you can just hit like if you haven't already, if this is resonating with you at all. Becoming aware of the voice inside your head is the key to knowing whether you are reactive and allowing this to dominate your thinking and actions, or if you use a more logical and nurturing side of your brain. So when life sticks a needle in your balloon, what's the best way to really handle it? I mean, how do you react? How do we use purposeful thinking to nurture ourselves when we need it the most? What are some of the thoughts that you have noticed at times like this? Tell me if any of this sounds familiar. Who am I kidding? I'm never going to lose weight. I'm destined to be fat. I will never look like so-and-so. I'm not good enough. I feel like a fool. Hi there. I see people are coming on. Does any of that resonate with you? Go ahead, you can like this post if that resonates. If you want to, go ahead and comment and tell me what you notice about that script inside of your head What is that little voice saying to you when things go wrong? When you've gotten on that scale and it's not looking too good, right? And you thought you had a great week, or you bought this great outfit, and then your bubble was burst because you saw yourself in a picture. How do you handle that? And how does that thinking lead to other behaviors? Does it sabotage you? Learning how to speak to ourselves with love and with kindness is essential to transforming not only our bodies, but in keeping our thought process healthy and productive. Here's a few steps to change those self-sabotaging thoughts that can really bring you down and just thwart your efforts. So the first one is begin to notice. And what I mean by that is really listen for that little voice inside of your head when something goes wrong. Maybe you got on the scale and the scale was up. Start pausing for a moment and not being reactive, but instead just listening. Number 2 is question your reality. So here's an example of that. When you say something like to yourself, like, I will never lose this weight. Is that really true? Will you never lose this weight? Is your body not built like every other human being on this earth? So really start thinking about how true these statements actually are that you're hearing in your head. Number 3 is to find a new mantra. Once you've identified what it is that you're saying, what that script is inside of your head, replace it with something new. So here's another example when the scale is up, okay? You could say something like, you know what, I'm doing the best I can, and I know this is going to pay off in the long run. Just leave it at that. I am doing the best that I can. This is going to pay off. Minor setback, no big deal. Number 4 is to be in a learning frame of mind. So let's get back to our scale up example. So saying to yourself, okay, the scale is up. Now we're going to kind of be learning, be in the learning mode. We're going to be in more of a logical frame of mind. The scale is up. Gee, I thought I had a great week, but maybe I should go ahead and just review my tracker and see, did I miss something? Was I, off certain days? I remember when I was losing my weight and I would have, a bad week or not lose weight because I was really in this merry-go-round where I was up a little, down a little, up a little, down a little, really inconsistent. And one day, instead of beating myself up when I got on the scale, I decided, you know what, maybe I'll just review my tracker. And do you know that I discovered that only half of my week was I actually on plan? That was big. It was really a watershed moment for me because it made me realize that if I want to lose weight, I have to put in that effort 7 days a week. I don't have to be perfect, but if you're going far off the rails for half the week, how can you really expect to lose weight? So you have to make sure that, you are, really sort of being in that learning frame of mind, that you're open to a little bit of self-critique. So here you want to kind of focus and refocus. So saying to yourself, okay, so that really sucked, but this is the action step that I'm going to focus on next week, because maybe perhaps you reviewed your tracker and you noticed you were only on plan half the week. The last one is to show yourself some love, always. And what I mean by that is you have to talk to yourself in the same way that you would talk to anyone that you love. So if your friend or your child came to you and they were struggling with something, what would you say to them? So really thinking about how you speak to yourself and how you love yourself and how you show yourself love is really essential to being able to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and move forward. So just to tell you one more time, I'm reading a few comments here. Here are the 5 things that can really help you stay consistent, stay focused when things are not looking so great. Okay. One is begin to notice. Just become aware of your own thought process. Number 2 is to question your reality. Is what you're saying inside your head actually true? You might need to reframe it. Number 3 is to find a new mantra. If you notice that you are having any sort of negative self-talk, rethink it. Come up with something else to say to yourself. When I was losing my weight, my mantra was, if I kind of, went off plan, my mantra was, I am 1 meal away from getting back on track. And it was really true, and it always made me feel better. And to this day, I say that to myself. So come up with a new mantra, something that's going to make you feel good, that's kind of a general statement for you. Number 4 is to always be in a learning frame of mind. So you might want to just take a more objective look and kind of shake it off and come up with a new action step maybe. And number 5, of course, is to show yourself some love. So do any of these steps sound doable for you? Do you kind of recognize any of this stuff in your own behavior? I really, really want to hear from you. I want to know what resonates with you. What's interesting to you? What do you identify with? So if there is anything else that you would like to hear about, that you would like for me to discuss on Facebook Live or in a post, just let me know. You can private message me, you can leave me a comment, and whatever works for you, because I would really love to hear what you have to think about this particular subject. I think that so many of us don't realize that we have this negative voice inside of our head, and it's just self-sabotage. There is actually a great book, I wish I had it in front of me, but it is written by Rick Carson, and it's called, I think it's called Taming Your Gremlins. It's actually on my website under books I recommend. And it's really all about that voice inside your head and how you can help yourself move forward just by sort of taming that gremlin inside your head. So that's it for today. I want to thank you once again for tuning in and for all your great feedback this week. I really hope that you will keep it coming, and most importantly, keep the conversation going, because I want all of you to get the results that you deserve. So have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you next week for Facebook Live. Take care. Bye-bye.